Netflix has joined the MPAA. And what does this mean exactly? Hey everyone, this is Kevin T. Rodriguez, film critic of iCritic.net, and Netflix has joined the MPAA today. And what does that mean? Like, really, what does it mean? Because here's the thing, the MPAA is a, general organization. Most people know them as being the ones who dole out the ratings, which anyone can do, by the way. You just send in your film, you pay a fee, whether it be for a short film or a feature-length film, and the MPAA gives it a rating. But the MPAA does way more than that. They're also a lobbying arm, and they're kind of like a little peacemaker between movie studios and theater owners. Whenever they have disputes, sometimes the MPAA comes in and they say, hey, you can't do this, you can't do this, or you can do this, or you can't do this, and vice versa. And Netflix is joining it. Now, that is especially fascinating because Netflix is a primary streaming content site. They typically have no reason to join the MPAA. They don't have a lot of love for theaters. Heck, they haven't even shown a lot of willingness to negotiate with theaters. I just did a video yesterday about how the theaters are not showing Roma, and while that is definitely the theater's fault, you cannot deny that Netflix's resistance to the theaters and them saying, we don't want to play by your rules, played a major part in it. So what does the MPAA have to gain from, or Netflix, I should say, have to gain from joining the MPAA? Well, according to Variety, Netflix is starting to look a lot like the media institutions it has been disrupting for years. In one fell swoop on Tuesday, the streaming giant racked up an impressive 15 Academy Award nominations, including a Best Picture nod for Alfonso Cuarón's black and white Spanish-language drama, Roma. Hours later came official word that the company had joined the Motion Picture Association of America, a trade group that issues content ratings for movies and represents Hollywood interests in Washington. It's the first digital player to do so, potentially paving the way for an Amazon or an Apple to follow suit. Breaking through the exclusive circles of the Academy and entering into the MPAA fellowship further establishes Netflix as a storied media brand. It is a sign that a tech player that thrived on being an in-console... I don't know how to pronounce that word. Sorry, folks, about that. Iconolist that happily squabbles with legacy industries in the movie theater chains has started to mature into something different. Has Netflix's rebel spirit been co-opted? After all, the MPAA is a group populated by Netflix's frenemies, the major studios, Disney and 20th Century Fox, soon to occupy one slot post-merger, Warner Brothers, Paramount, Universal, and Sony Pictures. Joining those ranks is a significant moment in Netflix's journey to gain the respect of its peers as a cinematic force, despite its nearly invisible footprint in movie houses, industry analysts told Variety. Quote, Netflix joining the MPAA is as much about the larger institutional change at Netflix as it is about the other studios adapting to the business model Netflix has created, said Rajiv Menon, a digital and emerging platform consultant with a PhD in American culture from NYU. Their commitment to Roma shows a pretty radical change in what Netflix wants to provide as a cinema-going experience, but those other institutions are already getting in Netflix games, and of course he's referring to the fact that, Disney and Universal and Warner, they're all creating their own streaming services. I will make a video about that, I believe. I want to talk about that a little bit. Kay Koplovitz, I think, a former chairman and CEO of USA Network, said the MPAA move isn't surprising at all. In the last few years, they've demonstrated their ability to mount award-winning series and now movies. But I disagree with the premise that they're just like any big media company. The enormous data configuration they have on subscribers alone puts them ahead of the pack. Netflix entry is welcome news for the studio in one respect. It means that they won't have to scramble to come up with the millions of dollars in dues that will be lost once Fox is absorbed by Disney. But Netflix gets something else out of the deal too. The MPAA's policy arm works relentlessly to combat global content piracy, which will top $50 billion between 2016 and 2022. That will mostly affect digital players, the report found. Netflix has been subject to several data breaches, instances of privacy that allowed entire season shows like Orange is the New Black to leak online before they premiered. If it wants to crack down on that kind of theft, it could use the expertise of some expert beltway wheel greasers. Keeping its content secure will only grow in importance as Netflix delves deeper into the original content space. The company's upcoming film slates include the Ben Affleck heist film Triple Frontier and the Martin Scorsese crime drama The Irishman, starring Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, although I am personally going to be hunting that one out in theaters. So, Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos hinted as much, as statement saying, joining the MPAA further exemplifies our commitment to ensuring the vibrancy in these creative industries and the many talented people who work on them in the world. So anyway, yeah, there you go. I actually, this is going to be very interesting to see because I kind of wonder, like, with the MPAA behind it, will Netflix be able to negotiate better with theaters now? Maybe the MPAA can kind of act as a mediator, like, well, here's the thing. What if, like, Netflix, keeps the movie off the streaming service for, like, 45 days and then puts it on the streaming service? Who knows? And, of course, movies will now be rated more often. I think that's why we're seeing movies like Bird Box and Roma get ratings, because they're starting to put them in theaters, and you need a rating to be shown in theaters. Most theaters will not show a movie that's not rated. So this could be good for everyone involved. Who knows? But I thought that was very interesting that, we've gotten to this point where the Netflix is now seen on the same level field as Disney, Fox, Paramount, Sony. That's just very interesting in the eyes of the MPAA, that is. But what do you folks think? Do you think this is going to be good for the MPAA? Do you think it's going to be bad? I would love to know. So comment below. Like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy my videos, consider becoming a Patreon member. It's totally optional, but even as little as $1 a month goes a long way to helping the channel run smoothly, and you get access to my Patrons only blog. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.